Martin. Cappuccino. Make it frothy.
Right. Let's get the neck off this. Christ. Here we go again. Oh. Where are my notes? Oh. Hello. My name is Anthony Mews-Firkin, and I've been a director now for some 45 years. Now, some of you might have seen me see my latest newsletter on MySpace. Will have been hoping to be listening to me with my old friend Patrick Dennison, old producer, lovely old man. Unfortunately, he died due to a overdose of heart attacks. Anyway, the film we're looking at today is the old 70s film I have some very fond memories of, Space Odyssey. We just missed some fantastic stairs work there, character there coming down. I did a lot of work with moustaches in this, some of it groundbreaking. And as you can see, there's a lot of talk of Star Wars ripoffs. I find that very unhelpful, very mealy-mouthed, and to a degree truthful. There was a distinct push from European moneymen, financiers, to push a Star Wars ripoff, but I didn't like to lean into that. I instead thought, hello, it's the Odyssey, let's make it all about Homer. It didn't go that way, but that's what the moneymen wanted. So, the special effects here, amazing. Love that reaction shot. Good old, whatever his name was. This technology here, built by a small man in, where was it now? Cheshire, I believe. He lived off the land, ate only voles. But he had a fantastic soldering iron. Yes. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Now look at this stance. Look at this stance. This is classic. It's 3, 2, 1, and action. That's a stance. We named him Hollywood after, I don't know if you'll be able to figure this out, Little Dig at Hollywood there. Now, look at that mustache. Groundbreaking. Groundbreaking mustache. And then we go, secondary mustache. It's the first one you've seen, but it's a secondary mustache. Third, boom, we're in now. We're in the mustache zone. Lovely work. Look at that animation. It was groundbreaking for the time, sort of. Yeah, love this. Oh no, what's happened? Yeah, that's our enemy figure, of course. A lovely chap. Can't remember his name. I think a very seamless use of stock footage, and a seamless reuse of the reaction shot. There's a lot of bad words said about reaction shots in my movies, but I like to include them. They're informative, they're instructional within the storyline and narrative, and they are cheap. Stance. Here we go. Our old friend Yanti. Yanti, of course, a very old friend of mine, used in many of my films. Many from European financiers. He was a wonderful old man, a Greek, I believe, from birth, because that's how it normally works. And we had very much trouble finding him. He was living in a quarry with his houseboy, and it usually meant that you couldn't get hold of him. But he, for the right money and the right script, he was here. Again, special effects, the man in Cheshire, never let us down. Well, that's all relative. Yes. I don't remember a lot of this film, I'll be honest. I think I was going through my 3rd or 4th divorce at the time. But, and as I say, I was doing a lot of drugs, mainly ketamine, to help with the night terrors. Hollywood, again. Oh, what's this? Is this a kiss? No, he's a professional soldier. He won't condone such actions when there's a mission to be done. Now then. Wonderful little confrontation. Lightning there. Very cheap effect. Oh, and here we go. Our favourite little character, Robbie the Robot. Little glance behind the curtain here. That actually is not a robot. It's a small Vietnamese man, I believe. I think he was a dwarf. He certainly was at the end of filming. And he was a very amusing little character. Help me, please, please. He mentioned something about spinal back, I don't know. But we kept him in there for some 9 to 10 hours of shooting. And the good thing about the Vietnamese, of course, at the time, they didn't really have any unions. So we could really get a lot of work out of him. There we go, mustache again. Number 2, but still number 1 in a way. And look at that gormless idiot on the right. One of the chief financier's cousins. We were sort of strong-armed into including him into the script. Of course, all he does is just gurn like a fool. What? Look at those mustaches. It really is quite... And then... There's chicken tikka masala everywhere. But that is Angela Lansbury. You get her to attend an open casket funeral, and there will be hijinks. This scene I truly don't remember much about, actually. I was very high on ketamine at the time. Now, for this one, we had a lot of problems designing a game. Eventually, we came up with a game that was based around a multi-hecadedron sort of pseudo-number version of chess. We called it Climaxatron, which sounded it sounded to fit the narrative universe, but we had a lot of issues trying to make it work. I think actually it is very much fleshed out in the novelization of the film, which has yet to be written. But yeah, I think there's potential. The kind of thing that could be found as in an emulator online. Of course, here we have our first. Well, I don't want to spoil it for those who haven't seen the film before, which is very few of you, of course. Fight scene, bam, bam. Interestingly enough, the fight choreography here, and it'll surprise you, by Bruce Foxton of The Jam. He had an interesting little sideline. Working in film, originally you'd think, oh, well, he must do the music. No, fight choreography. He was very good. Lovely little comic beat there. That, as you might imagine, my idea. At the time, a lot of hippies, so we just thought, he's smoking from a hookah pipe. And he falls in between them. Hilarious, of course. That's it, yes. Of course, the wonderful comic beats. Music here by a Bontempi test beat, I believe. Now, I'll admit that the editing is a little choppy here. The editor at the time was a relatively new to the business, but he had a lot of chutzpah, and he was cheap. So, yeah, strange shot, I'll admit. Strange framing. Why is he in with the cushions? He's a cushion man. We called him Cushion Boy for a little while on set, but he didn't take to that. Now, in this scene, it was scripted to be a very highly erotic, charged kiss. But the actress herself claimed that, Graham, the actor there, his breath, it was sort of akin to riding through a dung swamp atop a horse made of medical waste, which he did not take kindly to. And, so we had to make what you do, and we worked a little bit in post there just to give a little bit of a erotic charge, but nothing more. Here we go again, more eroticism. I think what I'm most proud of is this scene, first actual depiction of sexual harassment in space. That's quite, again, groundbreaking. Favorite word of mine, because I do like to do that. Not that, but break ground. Bruce again came back for the fight choreography. Really delivered. His notes were mainly words like pow, hit, crunch, felch, kapow, written onto dirty postcards and sent to me anonymously. But I got his meaning. I got his gist. Here we go. The wanking perspex. I don't really know why I included this. The cube was something, again, further explained in the novelization, which is yet to be written. And I regret fleshing it out, failing to flesh it out. The prison governor here is indulging in a multi-dimensional pleasure grapple, which allows various licks and fondles to be transmitted virtually through his groinal region. I believe the Matrix did something quite similar. Now then. 2 weeks in a junkyard in Turin to get these shots. Amazing work. Filmed it for a long, long while. These two actors here, of course, hated each other, but were married, as was often the case. I'm very happy with the design of the robots. Originally, these two characters, a female will be shown very shortly, were called Beep and Boop. Suicidal robots. Challenging, yes. Necessary to the plot, yes. Was it cheap? Yes. And just look at that. That I wanted to put on the poster. They didn't allow me to, but never mind. Lovely shot. Now here we have a little bit of a. We see again the combining of two worlds, the old and the new. The new robots and the old robots. Now here. Yeah. Very proud of this too, just as I was early with my first picture of sexual harassment in space. Here we have a very subtle social message. I don't know if you can pick that up. Some wonderful acting here, put to a lovely backdrop of some wonderful little bon tempi. Love this shot. Stage, stop, stop. Now then, show him the vial. He takes the vial. He looks. He looks back. He looks back again. Zoom. And here we go. This is where it's all counting down. The attack shot. Robot there, beautifully framed, both of them. Little hint there. This was filmed in the second unit director's summer house, and the guns were actually flash guns from old Canon 35mm cameras, I believe. Very well done, I feel. Now again, plagiarism. We got a lot of stick in the European and Turkish press for plagiarism. Our swords, a very Lucas-centric film, seemed to believe that we were taking a little bit of liberties. I would say they are different shapes. They sound very differently. And thirdly, wonderful scene. More invasion, love it. Yanni there, just gone by, was contractually obligated for close-ups. That was one of his things. Oh, look at that. Yes. It's high octane. You feel it. You're there. You almost feel the 399 fireworks going off. Oh, one's killed there, I believe. Lovely, lovely work. Yes, go. Oh, what's this? Aha! I flip you. What? They're robots? Who could have ever predicted such a thing? Apart from everyone, of course.
Section 1. All clear, sir.
Bernard Bresslaw about to have...
Section 2.
There we go. A little cameo for Bernard Bresslaw.
Someone
Lovely man.
Firm
friend. Yes, Yanni's contractually obligated close-ups again. He asked a few questions on where he should take these intense scenes. We talked about the mental battle between good and evil, the never-ending conflict between the conscious and subconscious, but in the end, we settled on him gurning like a man trying to work a rusty spoon into his rectum. You can really see the dynamism. Yeah. Little thing for the ladies there. A little bit of a... Don't say I never give you anything, ladies, apart from all of my money in divorce settlements.
Come on, make it snappy. We have to hurry.
Oh, trip. That's our friendly little Robert. Yes, Bruce dropping the proverbial fight ball on the combat choreography there, but not everyone bats 100. I mean, look at his solo career.
What's happening?
Yes, don't know what that's about.
Are you all right?
I think the actor... I was accused of being phallocentric in my films, but that is simply untrue. A lot of my later work had a very female slant. I'm thinking movies like Sapphic Succubus, Island of the Magma Quim, and of course my Malaysian Emmy nominated My Soul Snapped Off in Her Down Belows, dedicated naturally to my third wife Jocelyn. Lovely punch. What we got now? Oh, is there going to be another one? Wait. He doesn't expect it, do you? No. Ha! Wonderful, wonderful little boom clack. Yes, I'll admit there was budgetary issues. That did affect the final battle. By then we'd lost a lot of our funding from the Bolivian contingent due to their country's bad grain harvest of 78. But I like what we did. I love it. It's groundbreaking. It's got spunk all over it. A veritable bukkake of filmic perseverance, if you will. A few muddy shots, I'll admit, but you can't make an omelette without blowing up a star. Something like that. And here we go again. The hero comes. The returning hero. Back to the smiling lady, whose name escapes me. And here we go, old Yanti, making inappropriate remarks about robots' penises, which is what he wanted. Not the way I would have ended the film, but there was a lot of pressure. Good old Yanti. You know, you do what you can for a friend. And close up, of course, his calling card, and there we go. Well, that was my 1979 film, Space Odyssey. Wonderful time on set, apart from the hurricane that killed many of the crew. But lovely time, and a wonderful, wonderful time, and undoubtedly a highlight in my career. Ah, there we go. That'll do. Martin! Martin! Martin!